Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Franz and I am submitting my response to our online learning module. We had 3 questions this week. The first one was, do you think that we should be utilizing online learning when K through 12? Why or why not? And if so, what perimeters should be in place if we do utilize this? I'm really am on the line on how to respond to this. Initially, my response was no. I think it's important to be in the classroom because socially, it's really great for you to learn how to interact with people. But then on the other hand, I know people who have children that are doing online learning programs, and because of the attitudes and the bullying that they encountered in high schools, that's why they're doing online learning. So I think that if it's appropriate for the particular student and there's a need for it, then I would definitely say let's do it. Perimeters wise, I think what we do now with our online program here with Fort Hays is sufficient. If they're completing the work, I think that's what matters. If they were being taught in a home-based instruction by a parent, at least in Kansas, and really I think almost all the states, there isn't a requirement to make sure that the work is being completed by the student. So if we're going to be doing an online program, I think that we should assume the student is doing it and just allow them to learn that way. The second question was, do you think every state should require students to complete an online course prior to high school graduation? Why or why not? No, I think that's ridiculous. I think that you should not force someone to do something such as learning online. It's similar to curriculum-based learning. We have students who learn in so many different ways. I might learn differently than someone else in the class. So to force upon me a style of learning and tell me I have to complete it, that's ludicrous. It's why I'm completely against that. The third question is, describe your experience working with the LMS. Which system did you choose to work with and why? What did you like or dislike about the system, and how could you use LMS as a future educator? I use Google Classroom. The setup and setting up the program and setting up what I wanted my students to learn was super easy. I enjoyed it, and I actually think this is something I would utilize if I ever taught any grade above the pre-K to 2nd grade. Now, in terms of the grades that I'm teaching, I don't anticipate that this would be something that I would utilize heavily. That being said, what I chose to create was a matching game. And I think what's great about that is that I could utilize the computer program for my students. I could allow them to have access to the game and they could work on it directly in the classroom. The one thing I did have problems with and I really struggled with was finding the code and the shareable link so other people who are not directly in my classroom could view it. That was a bit of a struggle and it took quite a while for me to find my answer. So those are my responses for this week. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Have a great week, everybody. Y'all take care. Bye.